Hello and welcome to a new tutorial on how to post a new blog post on your blog. This is Ernest O'Dell with the U.S. Home Workforce.ws, and we are putting the finishing touches on a blog for uh, a colleague of mine over at saveapet.ws. We are looking at the homepage right now, saveapet.ws. Okay. And what I'm going to do is move this little toolbar out of the way. I don't know if you can see that toolbar or not. Maybe, maybe I could put it on the side or put it down here on the bottom. I'll put it down here on the bottom somewhere. Okay. And it'll shrink and disappear. First things first, when you want to go in to your blog, you can do it one of two ways. You can put after the .ws forward slash, you can put in wp dash admin, and it'll bring you in to, and you use your login ID. In this case, we're using SaveAPet, and the password is encrypted, and we are here. Now to log out, we just come up here and put our mouse over the Howdy Save a Pet or your blog name, whatever you've assigned to it, and it'll have your blog name, domain name up here. And if you assign the same domain name to your login ID, then it'll be the same as that right there. So we're going to log out. And we're going to go back to Save a Pet. And we're going to back out the WP admin. And we're just going to log into the blog itself. And we've got the meta tag plugins installed on this blog. So what you can do is go down to the bottom of your blog and click on login, and it will also bring you back up to the WP admin, which redirects over to wp-login.php. This can take you back to Save a Pet. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and log in, use Save a Pet, and then log into the back office. Now here is where we will look at the website, do a preview, and we see we have one blog up here, one blog post, okay? And we don't have much content in it, okay? It was just installed on there as a way to get rid of the old template that they put up. We're going to go back to the dashboard, and we're going to click on, put your mouse over all post here, and then go to all post and then add new. Click on add new. And this is where you can go through this and read it if you want to. If you're new to this, welcome to the block editor. And it'll show you how to use the block editor. It's not that complicated. We'll show you how to use that. And then we're going to get started. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, you can just click the X on that and exit out. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave without saving this. And we're going to go back and then just click on this link, and it'll bring up all the posts that we have here. And at this point, you can either click on this one for add new or click on this for add new. And if you ever want to go back to an old previous blog post, you can click on that to edit. All right. The quick edit, what that will do is it will allow you to go in and change the author, categories, and tags, and make a few quick adjustments. Here you can view the post again, and we're going to go back. That would delete it. If you click on trash, it will go up into the trash folder. You can click on it and restore it back, or you can delete it permanently. In this case, we're going to leave it. If we wanted to go in and edit a post, we'd go in and edit. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to add a new post. All right. And I've got a sample up here. I'm getting some ideas from ezinearticles.com, and I did a search on ezinearticles.com. I'll open it up on the homepage, and let's say um, pet adoption search. And we can scroll down and take a look at some of these uh, subjects. Find one that kind of piques your interest. You don't want to plagiarize any of these documents, but getting them for some ideas, okay, like this one here, you can find an article that you want, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one here. The quick way to edit this, there's one of two ways you can edit this. You can start right here at the beginning of the article, scroll down, and go to the end of the article, okay, and make sure you read it through, highlight the text, and then copy it. And you can go over to uh, your notepad. You can paste it into notepad and make sure you have the format word wrap on it, and go in here and do some editing and chopping and make it your own. You're looking for some ideas. So you take this and you read through it. Um, if you have a hard time reading it in Notepad, you can always take the format font and you can blow the fonts up to something that's legible. Just have to remember that, if you copy this, it's not going to transfer the large fonts onto your blog. But this is just raw text, ASCII text, okay? Here is where you can kind of make it your own and edit it out and chop out a bunch of this stuff here that you don't want. It's like the original author, you're going to take that out because you're not going to use this word for word. You're just going to get some ideas from it. Now, the other way is to copy this directly from here, go back over here, and we're going to give it a new title, okay? And we're going to say pet adoptions and homeless pets are on the rise in the United States. Enter, and that will start a new block because what you're looking at here is the cursor blinking, and it shows a new block. At this point, what we can do is we can do a control paste or right click and then paste, and you see it just pasted all the blocks in. Now, each one of these paragraphs is a block of its own. All right. So this is a block, and we could make some adjustments here. You have options to remove that block, or you can group it. We'll get into grouping later, but we're just doing a simple text. Now here we can just do our edits right here. Okay. And instead of saying pet adoption is a subject that should be much more publicized than it is, and it's, um, the syntax and punctuation on it is probably not grammatically correct. So what you would do is go back over here and start your first sentence or paragraph with something that is very similar to your title. Okay. And we would say something like pet adoptions and homeless pets are on the rise in the United States and should be we should say on this one we can say something like and public awareness should be increased. And here we say pet adoption is the process. Chop out some of those words. You can go around the article and say, like every seventh word, chop out, some words, make it fit. And we can say something like pet adoption is the process when pets are taken from a shelter or pound by new owners and given a new home. Sadly, though, most pets that are given up for adoption never see a new home. Most of these poor animals are put down, euthanized by either an injection or the cruel process of gassing them to death. If you enter, you want to put in an extra paragraph break. So you do a delete and bring that back up and remove that extra empty white space, which would be another block. Okay. Now, what we can say here is more and more animals are finding their way into animal shelters and pounds And there are more animals being bred and brought in than can be cared for. This evolves into a vicious circle as the more animals are irresponsibly bred and brought let's see, this evolves into a vicious circle as more animals that are irresponsibly bred and brought into the shelters this evolves into a vicious circle. Let's break that. Come back up here real quick. This evolves into a vicious circle as more animals that are irresponsibly bred and brought into the shelters, creating an overpopulation of unwanted animals. Break, come down here, start a new paragraph and take that fluff out. The fact that a pet is unwanted is not the only reason why a pet would end up in the shelter, as there are many lost animals and those whose owners have died. Okay, we could say many pets end up in shelters for a variety of reasons. Some are given up because their owners have died, or they are no longer able to care for the pet. Whatever the reason, there is a growing problem of unwanted animals, most of whom are looking for new owners and a new home. Okay. Most shelters will allow animals to be adopted, although an owner may have to pay a small fee and will probably have some checks done about the home that the animal is to be housed in. Okay. You could probably butcher that a little bit and rework it. For right now, I'm just going to use it as an example. We're not going to leave it as is. Pet adoption should always be something that people should consider when looking for a new pet before going to the pet shop and buying one. Many rescue dogs and cats make wonderful pets and an addition to the family. A quick look around town at the at your local animal shelter will uncover a large population of dogs, cats, rabbits, and just about any other animal you might think of. There is also some time saved. A lot of training could have already been done, especially house training, although it may take longer to gain the trust of the animal from a shelter. There is also, you can also save a lot of time getting rescue pet accustomed to its new home. A lot of training may have already taken place with the adopted animal, as the previous owner may have house broken them and trained them in obedience. However, it may take longer to gain the trust of an animal from a shelter to its new surroundings when you take it home. For those who don't know, how to go about pet adoption, the internet has made it easy. save a pet has a program where you can donate to its cause to put more pets into forever homes. And here is where I would go and find the link for, let's see, let me go in here and see if I can't find the link to the GoFundMe for the GoFundMe. Look in here. Okay, that's not the right folder. I think it's this folder right here. Go over here and put it back down into list, and we are looking for it's not there. Let's go over to Facebook, log into Facebook. I thought I had it bookmarked. And we'll go over to Anthony's page where he has this posted. And we'll copy that with a Control-C. And I'm going to open up a blank, and I'm going to chop out the trash. Copy that. Get back over to the blog, and we're going to say Save a Pet has a program where you can donate to its cause at GoFundMe, the largest privately or private crowd funding site on the internet, and help to put more pets into forever homes. Okay, now what we're going to do here, we're going to go back up here into this block, and we're going to highlight that word, and we've already copied the link. Right click, highlight. What we would do is right click, select all, right click, copy, come back over here, highlight this right here with our mouse, and We're going to give it a link, or you can do a Control K, Control plus K. We're going to paste that link into this box, but before we hit enter submit, we're going to give it a tag to open up in a new tab, okay? And then that's the URL, and we're going to click that and plug it in, okay? And here we're going to say most animal charities and shelters have their own web page in which information can be found about the organization and also the process behind pet adoption. We're not going to use that. Additionally, there has been a growth in internet organizations that purely advertise pets for adoption from all. It's non-congruent to this article. Now, there is no excuse why pet adoption is not considered. There is no excuse why pet adoption cannot be considered as an alternative when it comes to getting a new pet. Adopting a pet will cut down on the number of unwanted pets finding their way into animal shelters, being killed or abandoned by their previous owners. I don't know, being abandoned by their previous owners, or being killed on streets and highways. Now, take all this out. And here, what I would do is add another block, and we're going to put an image in here, and we're going to look in the media library, and we're going to take this and see it's 250 by 250 pixels. This one is 150 by 83. Yeah. This one is very big, 995 by 1112. This one is 465. That's a little too big. So this one is huge. So let's choose this one, 250 by 250, and then click select. Come back in here and highlight this, and then use this for changing the alignment. And we're going to align it to the center. And we're also going to go back here and make sure that we're going to close this. We're not going to save that. Copy that. Go back to the banner. We're going to take that caption out. Don't want a caption on it. We're going to put this right here and go back up to the link, just like we highlighted the text up here. Now we're going to put a link on this right here, and we're going to insert the link, paste it in there, the same link we used. Okay, we're going to drop this down, click on that so it opens up in a new tab, and then click this to apply. Okay, And here we're going to preview, open it up in a new tab, and we're going to look at this and see how it looks, okay? Pet adoptions and homeless pets are on the rise in the United States. And I don't like the way this is centering. This is not good, okay? It's centering all the text when it should be either flush to the left. All right. So let's go down here and see if we can find a tool. Let's preview again. It's still centering the text. So let's go back down here again and let's see if we can take this and change that to the left. And let's look at a preview in a new tab. Let's refresh, reload, and it doesn't change. Well, I don't like this at all, Anthony. I really don't. Okay. May have to change the theme or find out if I have some other settings in here. Let's go ahead and assign it a featured image. And let's just give it this little one here. That's too big. Go ahead and set that as featured image. Okay. And let's go back to these right here. Scroll down to the end of that last paragraph, and we're going to change it from text align right to left. And we're going to preview it in a new tab. And it is still centering. May have to change the theme on this. Okay. This is where, you work around with themes, okay? And we're just going to go ahead and save this, but you at least know where you have to go to post. Now we're ready. We've previewed it. We don't like it, but we can go back and fix it. We're going to publish, click once and click the second time. Okay. So it's basically double click. Okay. And we're going to view the post. And there it is. It's centered in the middle. One of the things you don't want to do is use a whole lot of caps, and you don't want to put your paragraphs into your text in here. You don't want to center. Makes it very difficult to read. So we're going to have to fix this or find the settings in it. So let's go back here and look at the posts and go back and click edit. Now it looks flushed to the left here, but on the output it doesn't. Okay. So I may have to find some other settings, but at least you know how to get back in. So we're not going to make any changes. So you know how to get back in here and, post. When you get in, you go to post and then click on add new and then give it a title. And after you do that, you want to make sure you get all the proper tags in there. So we're going to copy these tags right here. We're going to right click and copy those tags. And we're going to go over to quick edit. And we're going to paste those tags right there. And we're not going to allow comments on this. And here are some categories that we want to choose. We can use the tab key on the left side of your keyboard to change those boxes. Use the space bar to click the tag. We're going to do that again. Tab, space bar, tab, space bar, tab, space bar, tab, space bar. And since it's not an uncategorized post, we're going to space bar and turn that tag or the category off. Okay, and we're going to update it so that now you have tags and categories. And the author, of course, is Save a Pet. You can password this article if you want to, or set it to private. Um, we're not going to do that. Okay. As far as changing the author, we're not going to change the author. You would do that by adding another user. Okay. And now you know how to post. You click here, click on post, and then click on add new to start a new post. Let's go back over here and view the site again. It's a little grainy, so we're going to have to use a better resolution. So let's go down here, and this one is uh, using full text. So I'll have to go in there and fix that. So basically what you know is log in. We're going to log out of the site right now. And we're going to click here and go to saveapet.ws. And we're going to go here and see it's got the full text of, you know, the post. And come down here, log in, and use your username or email address, whichever one's been assigned. In this case, we're using a username, Save a Pet, and we've got the password in here, encrypted. Then you log in, you click on post, add new, and start a new post. Okay, so that's that right there. And I'm going to log out, and we're going to thank you for sitting in on this tutorial. And read the descriptions down below in the description on this video here on YouTube. And if you would be interested in getting a blog, working with a blog for $10 a month and hosting it on Global Domains International, read the information down in the description below this video and click on it and give us a call and contact us. Thank you very much. This is Ernest O'Dell, and we will see you on the next tutorial.